Good morning, and how is everybody doing this fine, beautiful winter's January day? I wanted to jump on because of the intermittent fasting challenge, because it's really important that we think how the mind affects us when it comes to any challenge that we're doing. And, like I was saying, it's a good idea if you struggle not to even think about making food changes, just the simple fact of not eating for an hour after you get up, and then not eating for 3 hours before you go to bed, and or just improving what you're doing right now, because obviously everybody's at different stages. Life can be very stressful. The last thing you need is a whole load of rules and regulations about what you should and shouldn't be doing. Sometimes that's just not helpful. It's bloody annoying. So let me just get this out to everyone. And then we'll look at what we can do. What are if you're up at this crazy time in the morning like me, and you're struggling with anything, just let me know what it is. But I'll tell you what normally kicks in. Usually, it's the evening that's difficult for people, and if you go to bed early like me, it's not that big a deal. But if you're one of these people that likes to stay up late, making sure that you're not eating, especially after like 8 o'clock at night, where by 10 o'clock the body's getting ready, working with the cycles of light and the seasons. Obviously it starts to get ready to go through its detoxing and restoring process while we're asleep, if we are asleep. And then obviously if you imagine 365 days a year, that process is allowed to happen, how well you can stay. Whereas if 365 days of the year you're interfering with that process, how that might affect your long-term health. And that's without doing anything else, just giving the body that time, that space in the evening to digest the food before you go to sleep. Why? Because when this intelligent restoration process starts, you don't want the body to go, well, I've got to try and do this, and I've got to try and do this. 80% of your daily energy is going to go on digesting your food. And maybe even more, maybe all of your energy is going to go on digesting your food. If you find yourself getting that dip after you eat, that's the body's like, right, okay, struggling to break the food down, if it even is food, because let's face it, some of the shite you can buy in the shops right now. Get onto the Good Food Project immediately. And then if you have parasites and fungus, candida, all the stuff that we know can be living in this inner aquarium. And then obviously if you have a lot of stress, which a lot of people have right now, anxiety, contraction in the digestive system, bloating, fatigue, all of these things just simply are saying, it's putting a little warning light on, saying, well, I'm not able to do this job properly. And I always liken it to too much clothes in your washing machine and it doesn't spin properly and stuff comes out, and it can either still be soaking or it can be wetter than you know it should be, because the machine can't cope with what you've put in. And there's nothing wrong with the machine. It's just like, what are you putting in the machine? This beautiful machine that you have. So intermittent fasting, hands down, and all the years that I've been doing all this stuff, banging on about natural healing and the intelligence of the body, intermittent fasting, hands down, is the simplest and most effective protocol, way, whatever you want to call it, system that you can use to give the body back the intelligence and the time and the space to do what it will always do. And I think it's probably 4, maybe 5 years ago, we did our first January intermittent fasting. I was blown away by the testimonies. My chronic pain went away after 20 years. Brain fog disappeared. Pain, I think, was the thing that really struck me most. So know that when your body has aches, pains, stiffness, fatigue, brain fog, etc., it's communicating to you. It's telling you things are out of balance here. So just do this one thing. So see, even if everybody cleans up their diet usually in January, but even just don't worry about the food at the moment, the time, just that one thing. And by the end of January, 4 weeks, although it might feel like 40, see how you feel. Because I can bang on about this all day. You need to try it in your body and see how you feel. And then you'll believe me. So anyway, what we're going to do about the mind. You're sitting there at night. You're like, I just really want to eat something. And maybe you pick something up. Maybe there's a lot of stuff lying around still from Christmas and New Year. So tempting. What I would do and what I do in my answer in my daughter's house, just get it all and put it in the bin. But not everybody will do that, obviously. Put it away somewhere where you're not seeing it all the time, but it's not winking at you. Eat me, drink me. So that's, and if you've got the luxury of living on your own, then you just don't have that stuff in your house, because hands down, if it's there, the temptation. Why would you put temptation? A friend of mine once said, putting an alcoholic into to work in a bar, it's like putting a chocolate addict in a chocolate factory. Make it easy on yourself and get all that crap out the way. So that's number one. Then, but maybe you've got kids and a husband or a wife that fills the cupboards with lots of anti-nutrient food. Then what do? You have to use the power of your will. Number one, make sure you've got a good dinner. Come and move in with my pal. She's been feeding me like an absolute queen this week. Having soup, homemade soup, and then we had a stir-fried chicken and veggies last night, and then we had fresh fruit and yogurt. Now, you might know, there was a lot of food. I was full after it. That you're not even thinking then, and it finished by 6:30. There's not even a consideration that you want to eat anything else. But if you are, wine can be a big thing for people. Bread, toast, a wee bit of toast supper. And so if you're trying to break habits that you've always had, if you're listening to this and you're used to intermittent fasting, you'll probably get back into it and you'll be glad, because you know how much better you feel when you do it. But if you're new to intermittent fasting, you want to break these habits of, I like to sit and have my glass of wine, I like my wee bit of toast at tea, at supper time, or I like my bit of chocolate or crisps, or whatever it is, your thing that you're doing. These are the usual: wine, chocolate, crisps, bread. And we're not saying don't ever have these things, because this is the other thing the mind can get caught up in. All we're saying is not after 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock if you're a late bedder. Give the body, let the innate intelligence that works when we get out the way, and the body will do the rest. You don't have to do anything apart from stop filling it with rubbish. So let's do a little bit of tapping around your mental blocks, around sugar, simple carbohydrates. Carbohydrates get a bad rap. Obviously, we need carbs. Vegetables are carbs, especially starchy veggies. What we're talking about is man-made carbs. We know that our health is suffering at the greed of the food companies. They want to make it the right colour, so they put a whole load of crap in it. They want it to last long, so they put a whole load of crap in it. They want it to make it as cheaply as possible to increase their profit margins, so they buy the cheapest rancid oils, all of that stuff. We know that. So what we need to be looking at is getting that stuff, if we possibly can right now, out your diet. Cut out as much as possible the refined sugars and the man-made carbs, and fill yourself up with the good stuff. And I know that good food right now, especially meat and fish, etc., is expensive, but you can have lentils and beans and all these different amazing legumes to bulk it out, to make sure that you're getting plenty of food and that you're not going to be hungry, because it's key that you're not fighting hunger until you come in the fast with me in January in Skye. So remember, eye on the prize. What are you looking for? Energy. waking up in the morning excited about your day, what you're going to do, what you're going to create, co-create, free from anxiety and fear. Surely, for me, that's the biggest thing. Somebody who lived in fight or flight and adrenaline response for decades, the peace that I have inside me is absolutely incredible. So that to me is the main thing. And of course, we know when you're at peace with your relationships, at peace in your family, at peace in your workplace, you're going to heal. Because as soon as you move into that restore, repair, rejuvenation state for long enough, the body will rebalance and recalibrate, etc. And I want to talk a little bit about faith, but not in this video. I'm really just on for a quick tap. So tap with me. Even although sometimes I find it difficult not to eat late at night, and not to eat before an hour after I get up. I wake up hungry or I go to bed. I like my glass of wine. I like my toast. I like my chocolate. I like my crisps. Even though I have these habits that I know are not good for me, but I like them. And they make me feel good at the time. But now I'm starting to understand that my digestive system, my inner washing machine, how to stop filling it full of stuff and allowing the body to do what it will always strive to do. Balance, heal, restore, repair. I'm open to letting go of bad habits. I'm open to not eating 3 hours before I go to sleep. I allow my body the time and the space to recover effortlessly. And I will tap every time I have a craving and a desire to eat when I'm not even hungry. Even although I want to, and even although the cravings can be strong, sometimes I cave, sometimes I don't manage it. But then today is a brand new, bright, new, shiny day. And today, I will succeed. And I will try and try and try until it becomes a habit. I give my body the time and the space to heal. It's safe for me to let go of these bad habits. I allow my body that space to digest the food so that it can do all its detoxing and restoration through the night when I am having a deep and restorative sleep. Keep tapping, keep breathing. My body is an innately intelligent system that will heal all by itself when I move out the way. When I let go of all the concepts, labels, and stories that have been keeping me stuck in the past. I am a powerful, innate healing system. I am powerful beyond my wildest dreams. I'm connecting to different data streams of information, and I allow this body to heal. I allow myself to expand, and I am listening to this incredible intelligent system, giving it what it needs: love, nutrient-filled food. I'm letting go of these outdated bad habits. I have the power. I am the power. Deep breath. And just feel. That's the language of the body. How does it feel? Does it feel lighter? Does it feel doable, possible? Maybe you have to keep doing this every day till the end of January. So what? How much do you want to be free from this ease, unease, apathy, lethargy. All of that, these labels that can terrify you, now becomes a choice. What are we willing to do? And this is why we're tribing up. Please join our community. It's a £5 a month. It costs us 500 a month for the system, but it's our own social media platform. And we're in there inspiring you and educating you, putting you into groups to support each other. We're just still at the beginning of this, but it's a new way to see, feel, believe, and perceive. And you can be part of the movement for change, moving away from the dark, traumatic, toxic treatments into this much, much lighter state of being, simply by making a few different choices. How do you like them apples? How do you fancy a bit of that? Have a wonderful day, and I'll chat to you all soon.